In this video we're going to be looking at the AMD Phenom II X6 1090T, the Vtx Hd6770, forget about the thermal compound, and we're going to be looking at the M5A97 Pro motherboard. If you want to skip to a specific unboxing, just click on one of the annotations on screen right now. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy. So first we're going to look at the Vtx Hd6770. Now let's open the box right here, and you'll see the box is just a plain brown box, nothing special about it. When we open it, we can see the graphics card right here, nothing else special. It's just in its anti-static packaging. And then when we get further into the box, what you'll get is you'll get a driver CD, which I recommend you just throw away. Go straight to the AMD site, download the latest drivers. Those are going to be out of date anyway. And what you also get is the user manual in case you don't know how to install a graphics card. But it's pretty straightforward. So after you've read that, if you read it, you see the heatsink here and the fan, which is pretty nice. You'll see one VGA, one HDMI, one DVI port, and you'll need a 6-pin PCI Express connector. We're going to be looking at benchmarks now, and with these PC specs, you can see that I overclocked the video card just by 50 MHz to 900 over the stock 850. In the Far Cry benchmark tool, you see that the minimum is 37.98 FPS, the average is 52.73 FPS, and the maximum is 85.49, which is acceptable to me. This is using DirectX 10 Ultra settings, 8x anti-aliasing at 1440 by 900. Additionally, in the Resident Evil 5 benchmarks, we're going to be maxing out the graphics again and using the exact same resolution. Even though it's shown as 60 FPS right now, that's because I was actually recording at 60 FPS using fraps. Looking at the benchmark results, you see that the average FPS in Resident Evil 5 is 77.8, which is pretty good in my opinion. In Cinebench 11.5, we see that the graphics card gets 55.13 FPS, pretty much outperforms the 4870 and a bunch of other graphics cards, including my old HD5670 1GB. If we use Thermark GPU stress test, we see that 55 degrees Celsius is what we get at full load, unless you turn up the fan a little bit. And in Windows Experience Index, in Windows 7, we get 7.4 for graphics and gaming graphics. If you're interested in this video card, you can get it right now for around £83 and 50 pence. So we're looking at the AMD Phenom II X6 1090T Black Edition. We're going to open the box like this right now, and then we'll look into it. You can see here we have the CPU, pretty standard, nothing special about that. We also have a user manual that tells you how to probably install the CPU itself and heatsink. And here's a heatsink. There's 4 heat pipes, copper, I think a 18mm or 60mm fan. In Cinebench, it outperforms the Core i7-860 and the Core i7-960, doing the 960 a smidgen. Now, I ran Prime 95 and I looked at the temperatures and the full loads and whatnot. At full load, I ran this for about 4 hours, even though I've sped it up and cut the Prime 95 recording out a little bit. It ran at 61 degrees Celsius for 4 hours straight, no problem. And at idle, it runs about 32, sometimes even cooler depending on the ambient temperature. Windows 7 gives us 7.6 for the CPU in WEI. If you're interested in buying this CPU, you can buy it for £127 and 80 pence, including a DDR5 voucher. So we're looking at the M5A97 Pro from Asus, or Asus, depending on how you say it. It's got USB 3.0, it's got the new UEFI BIOS, which is point and click, AM3 Plus chipset, and Series 9. So let's unbox this. You can see the motherboard here in the static packaging. In the box itself, what we do is we get two SATA cables. They're at 6 gigabits per second. We also get a I/O shield for the case. We get a Q connector, so that's pretty damn cool. And of course you get the quick start guide I don't even read that. And the user guide for getting to know your motherboard and how to install everything. And by the way, you get a driver CD with a cool sticker. So here we have two USB 2.0 and old school PS2 combo. We have a optical out, two USB 3.0 ports, 4 more USB 2.0 ports, and eSATA. We have 2 more USB ports here, gigabit line, and 7.1 audio. Here we have a PCI 2.0 Express port at 16, 2 at X1, and 1 PCI Express 2.0 port at X4, and also some old school PCI slots. Here we have 3 USB headers, we have 2 SATA ports here, and of course the headers for your power switch and such, and a CMOS jumper. Here we see 4 more SATA ports, and we see a 24-pin connector. Here we have 4 DIMM slots for up to 32 gig of DDR3 RAM. Here we have the AM3 socket for Phenom 2s and bulldozers, and also we have Memo K, as well as CPU fan and case fan, and the ATX 12 volt. When you put the CD in for the first time, you'll see this pop up. When you go to drivers, you can install the AMD chipset or use Asus install if you want to. You can also install the Realtek audio driver, USB driver, which you need if you even want to use the ports at all for just normal 2.0. And you also get your LAN too. And when you click on utilities, you can use Asus AI Suite, which we'll get to in a minute. And I recommend that you rather go to the AMD website to download AMD Overdrive. If you're interested in buying this motherboard, you can buy it for £78 and 85 pence. So these unboxings have come to an end. I'd like to say that I highly recommend all of these products, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye.